Hunter, where today we are going to find out what cotton balls, Allen wrenches, and a screwdriver have got to do with crossbows. So stay tuned. Let's find out. Hi, and welcome back to Utah Crossbow Hunters, where today we're going to find out what cotton balls, Allen wrenches, and screwdrivers have got to do with crossbows today. So before we get started, remember, if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button, give that thumbs up, and don't forget to ring that bell. Okay, so today my plan was to go out and do some more speed testing. However, we have had a weather change here, so it's only about 45 degrees outside and the wind is blowing. So I changed my mind, so I decided to do something a little bit different today, and we're going to talk about maintenance of your crossbow. How important is maintenance to your crossbow? It's just like shooting a gun. Very important. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But the main thing to remember with crossbows is go by your manufacturer's suggested maintenance. Okay, all crossbows have their own maintenance. So always go by what they say with that. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the Carbon Express pile driver here, 390, and a little bit of maintenance on that. So let's get started with that. So one thing you want to do is, I don't got much room here, is check your strings. Okay, make sure there's no fraying of your strings. Make sure your strings are perfect. Okay, because fraying could lead to wandering shots, broken strings when you're out in the field. So you always want to make sure your strings are always good. I check mine at least once a month. Okay, whether I need to or not, I check my strings. Another thing I'll check is all my limbs. Okay, one way to check your limbs for any splinters or anything is take a cotton ball and just run it over your limbs. Okay, that way you can, if cotton gets caught anywhere on your limbs, you'll see it on your limbs. All right, and you'll get caught, so you know you got maybe a bad limb. Okay, check your cams. Make sure your cams are all good. All right, keep these clean, dust free. I keep mine, try to keep mine dust free. If you had it outside, you've been out hunting with it, you've been out target practice with it, check, make sure they're nice and clean, making sure there's nothing here in the grooves. Another thing to check, okay, is make sure your stirrup, make sure all your screws are tight. Down here, I got 2 screws underneath here, so I have to take off this. I'm not going to take this off right now for time restraints, but you take this off. Take all your screws. Another thing to do, let me put that back on there, make it a little bit easier to work with, because I don't have a lot of room here, unfortunately. Take a cotton ball and clean off your rails. Just wipe them down. Because you can get build up there too. Just wipe them down there a little bit. Get down underneath here. Get underneath your string the best you can, because these can get a little tight down there. There we go. Alright, just clean off your rails. That way you have a nice clean rail for your arrows to sit on. And of course you'll want it before you go out and shoot. Make sure you got your lube. And you can see it's just a little bit dirty. I don't know if you can tell that on the camera or not. It's a little bit dirty. And then what I do here is I'll take a screwdriver, just kind of put it down inside the rail here, the groove. Clean that out a little bit. I can get a little tight down there. You know, any debris that might be down there, and that's not too bad. I mean, just a little bit. So you want to clean that out. And to take a rag with just a little bit of dab on the rag of cleaner. You know, just clean out your scope a little bit. Because you want to make that dust free also. You know, just see. Okay. Just little dabs. You know, make sure your trigger is nice and good. You know, you really can't do much with a trigger because you really have to get in there and clean that. I mean, it's just you know, just do inspection down in there. Let me see if we can find this. Take your get a little flashlight. You know, look down inside, make sure you don't got anything underneath there. You know, any debris. You know, just shine around in there. That's all you need to do. You know, I got a little bit of dust in there, but that's okay. You know, as long as it's not a big buildup of a lot of junk. You know, like a trigger on your handgun or your rifle or whatever. You want to make sure they stay clean, just, you know, to so they don't gum up anything and have a misfire. The worst thing to do is have a misfire. You don't have that too often with a crossbow, but it could happen. Okay, so you want to keep that clean. You know, and then you might want to just take a rag too and just kind of give it an overall, you know, wipe down here and there, you know, just to keep your crossbow nice and clean and your scope going. Because cleanliness will always help when you have something that goes wrong. You'll know where that is. And then your arrows, the same thing with your arrows. You know, run your fingers up and down your arrows. Even take a cotton ball if you want, and just run them up and down. It's not really cleaning your arrows, but what you're looking for is any splinters on your arrows. You look at your arrows and see if there's any cotton left on there. That's a good way of telling if you got an arrow that's getting ready to go bad. Like I said with the limbs, as long as you got, if you don't find any cotton on your limbs or on your arrows are probably, and your limbs are probably in pretty good shape. But maintenance is something you should do periodically. I do mine once a month, just because that's the way I am. I'm anal about that. Just anything with my guns, I keep those clean. Even if I don't shoot them, I'll throw the oil in them here and there. You might, if you want, just a dab. Just a dab. That's all you need of oil down here if you want. But again, it depends on your manufacturer's suggestion on that kind of stuff. So, it's pretty easy to keep these maintained. You know, just maintain them. And then as long as you maintain these, will last for a long time, for years, with maintenance on these. So that's just a brief overview of maintenance. Again, it's you don't have to get heavy into maintenance. Just quick inspections. That's all you got to do. you know, because like mine here, it needs a little bit of wax. So let me grab my wax here. Which one? Let's see. I have so many waxes here. Let's see. Let me use. I'll just use this wax here. Okay. So there's a lot of waxes on the market. You can use whatever you want. I just put run a little bit around, rub it in a little bit. Okay. It doesn't have to be a lot of wax, just a little bit on your strings. If you don't wax your strings, you're going to get fraying really bad. So you don't want these to dry out, especially if you're in hot areas or hot and humid areas. I would suggest do more because they'll dry out quicker. Just putting just a little bit on here. That's all you need. But you'll notice the wrappings that are around here. Don't put any on the wrappings. Okay. Just put them on the open portions. If you put it across here, you're going to get a buildup of wax up into your shooting mechanism, and you don't want that. Okay. The kind I'm using here is BOHNING, BOHNING. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a TEX-TITE bowstring wax. It's a regular bowstring wax. Just like I use, it's made by BOHNING, BOHNING, I guess. Just a little bit. You know, just keep your strings nice and waxed with that. Another thing you want to make sure your heights are all good. Everything is really tightened down. You know, you don't over tighten them. Just a little bit. Make sure there's nothing, you know, loose on your crossbow. Because from time to time it could happen. You could have something come loose. So, okay. That's just a little bit of insight on maintenance on your crossbow. Again, if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that bell. And most of all. Okay, so final thoughts. Okay, so main thing to remember is always check with your manufacturer. See what they recommend on your maintenance. Okay, that's very important on their maintenance. Because if you don't do correct maintenance, you're going to have a malfunction. You know, just like with a firearm or with a, you know, you'll have a failure. You don't want that, especially when you're out there. Okay, and you get that, you all sight up on that nice, beautiful trophy, and it doesn't fire for whatever reason. So, yeah, that could be a problem, and you don't want that problem. So, okay, so with that said, remember, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give me that thumbs up, because these videos are very important to me, and that's why I do them. Okay? Alrighty, so with that said, have a great day. Keep your family safe. Most of all, get out there.